What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Dynasty253 podcast, where your fantasy football trash talk finally gets a place and audience it deserves. I'm Chris, aka the Cursed Commish, joined by Rob, aka Air Jordan. And this week we are bringing in the new guy. Meet James, aka Disposable Heroes. What's going on, James?
We're going. Happy to be here.
Yeah, we're glad to have you in, taking over our vacancy. So, what are your thoughts on the podcast so far?
I think it's really cool. I've never been part of a league that does, a podcast, and I think it's a great way to get to know like your league mates, especially for a new guy. It's really helpful. And yeah, I think it'll be a great way to, keep track of the season, see how things are going, and I look forward to future episodes. It's been great so far.
Nice. Yeah, it's kind of why I wanted to get this thing started is I know majority of you. Obviously, we haven't
Yeah,
met, even though
right.
I think we worked at Sports Authority around the same time from what Chapin was saying.
Maybe I didn't actually work there, but I worked for a security company that helped out there for a couple of
Okay.
months. They're having trouble with their, I think their North Face jackets kept getting stolen.
No,
Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
common issue.
hmm
you
And I
don't
remember my
say.
first day, I caught someone stealing and got him, I had to call the man because I couldn't do anything, but I had to call the manager and they got him thrown out. But after that, like nothing happened the whole time I was there. So it was a pretty fun experience.
Yeah,
They
we probably
told
could have.
everybody.
Yeah, we
They
could have
said, "Don't
used you
go
in
there."
Tacoma.
Oh, I'm sure Tacoma was way worse. Yeah.
Tacoma was horrible.
Yeah.
But
It
how
was
tall are you,
horrible.
James?
I am 6'8".
Yeah, no shit. Nobody came back. Bro, there's a giant in there watching
Yep.
the North Face jackets.
Yeah, and I was just standing there watching that section the whole time. So yeah. Hopefully it
Yeah, it
didn't
makes
hurt
for a
sales,
boring
but you
day.
never know. Yeah. Oh yeah. Thankfully I had, some cool guys like Chapin talk to and stuff. So that's where I met him and got introduced to the group of him, Jimmy, Derek, Tommy. We all hung out quite a bit, watched football, Halloween parties. They invited me to a fantasy football league of theirs after a while. So that's kind of how I got to know those guys. So those are the guys in the league that I know so far.
Right on. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, a little background, family, where you're from?
So I live just outside of Houston. I grew up here. I moved to Seattle, Seattle area. We lived in Auburn for about 10 years. In 2010, I met my wife online, actually. I moved up there to be with her. We got married. We've been married for about 12 years, have a 10-year-old son. And then right after the pandemic started, we moved back down here for several reasons. Cost of living, probably the number one issue. And also, I still have a lot of family and stuff down here too that my brothers have kids now, so it made sense, to do the whole family thing, come back down here. And yeah, we've been back for 5 years.
Yeah, we
Nice.
moved to South Carolina for the cost of living reasons too.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just been
it's it's
out
ridiculous
of
up there.
control. I don't
Yeah.
know. Did you get the same thing when we got here? Everybody's like, "Can you believe what houses cost?" And we're like, "No, can you believe what houses cost?"
Yeah.
That was from different perspectives. But for us, I mean, we sold our house in Tacoma and we had some equity left over from that. And you get out, you're like, oh, the world is your oyster kind of deal, except lack of
Yeah.
gratitude. But, it just definitely was a lot easier to like transition the family to a much cheaper cost of living. So I feel you on that. That was definitely a big play.
Yeah, we bought this new house in 2021, brand new build. It would have cost at least twice as much where we were living before.
Oh, yeah,
So,
easily.
yeah, easily. And I'm
Yeah,
making the same as I was up there as I am down here. Well, I'm making more now because it's been a few years, but the money was going a lot further because I was making the same, but in a lot lower cost of living. So it was really nice. It was the right move for sure.
Yeah.
What do you do for work?
I work for a thing called an institutional review board, which nobody has no idea what that is, and it's really hard to explain. But the gist of it is, clinical trials have people that take part in it, participants. What we do is help make sure that ethically and medically that they're state protected. There's all these rules from the FDA and other government agencies that drug companies have to follow, the big ones like Pfizer and all those. Um, we make sure that they're following the rules and that everybody that participates is safe and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot that goes to that, obviously, but what I specifically do is I review the actual research and make sure that they're following all the regulations and stuff like that. It's really boring, but
Well, ironically, I'm actually looking for and I'm in a clinical trial right now. So thank you for what you do. I really, that's huge.
that's great. Yeah, it's very cool. I've
I
never
appreciate
taken
that
part in one,
effort.
but I would for sure if I had the opportunity.
Yeah, I'll be in the placebo group.
Hey, sometimes that still helps out. You never know. Placebo
Yeah,
effect.
very true. So being from down there but living up here, are you a Seahawks fan or are you a Cowboys fan? Oh,
Texans all
that
the
that'd
way.
be
Texans.
Texans. Okay.
Been a fan since they started in 2002. I was kind of an Oilers fan before they left, but I was younger then, so I didn't really, know what was going on. But
I was going to ask, did you follow the Titans when they took
you
off?
know, I always liked Steve McNair. It was horrible when we lost them, but yeah, I still rooted for them until the Texans came into the league. Like that Super Bowl with the Titans, they were like down to the 1 yard line, I think it was. Still kind of brutal, but it was a while back, and got the Texans now, who break my hearts in different ways now. So just
They've
by
had
being
some fun
crappy
years,
most of the
though.
time. Yeah, they have for sure. They've been, I keep thinking about the 1 year where we were up on Kansas City like 30 points or something in the playoffs, and then the big comeback
Happened.
happened. Yep, just like the Oilers and the Bills years and years ago. Yeah, so we're notorious for losing the big game when we're up big at
Teams
halftime.
love to break your heart.
They do.
It's
Thankfully, I
just,
have the Astros, who are really good at winning and definitely
yeah, they
don't cheat
found a
or
way to win,
anything.
didn't they?
Yeah, for sure.
I heard that had something to do with trash cans though.
I don't know what you're talking about.
A little pull at the collar.
Yeah, no comment.
so
Plead the
so
fifth.
how long you been playing fantasy football?
I've probably been doing it seriously for about 15 years. I dabbled in it a little bit before that, but not with people I really knew, just the online random leagues. But for about 15 years, I've been doing it really seriously. I mentioned the league I was in with Chapin and Jimmy and those guys. Um, did that for a while. I'm no longer in that league, but I have some other leagues, I've been in for a while. So one other major one, and then this one, which is going to take up a lot of time because Dynasty and all that, which is new to me. So really looking forward to that aspect of it. But yeah, and before fantasy, I was in this like pick'em league for 20 years too. So always been involved with football. Yeah,
Yeah, you were
Nice.
definitely advertised as an active player. So we
yeah.
definitely have that. That was our introduction to James. So you definitely do got a lot of work to do.
Oh
It
yeah.
built you up all big, like, no, this guy.
Nice. So are you what maybe phrase this? What type of research do you do for whether it's your redraft leagues or have you started doing any research for this league?
Yeah, so I'm pretty big into podcasts. I work from home right here on this other computer. Um, thankfully I have the type of job where I can like throw, YouTube video or something on in the background. So I have a couple different podcasts that I listen to or watch. I have a couple, different rankings websites that I look at, and I'm always trying to follow the news and stuff. Um, as far as like Dynasty, I've slowly been getting into college football the last couple of years, so I feel like I know more than I would have a few years ago, but I still um, have a lot to learn when it comes to younger players and ones coming into the league and stuff. So
Are
Yeah,
you
it's got
watching certain teams?
I'm a big
Um,
UT fan always.
okay.
So watch a lot of SEC. I actually went to UW when I was living up there, so kind of a fan of them, the Huskies too, obviously, because the alma mater. It was really fun a couple years ago when they faced each other in the playoffs. That was really
Right.
interesting time. Um, so yeah, I always been a Longhorns fan though. They've always been my number one.
all right. So being a Longhorns fan, honest opinion, does Arch Manning come out next year?
A lot of people are really concerned about this decision.
I have no idea. I mean, I think it depends on how this season goes, really.
I think a
Okay.
lot of it ties to like what his draft position's going to be. I think
Yeah,
if
what his
there's so
perception
much
is.
talk that he's going to be number one, I just don't think there's a ability where he doesn't because he's already proven everything. I think it just comes
Yeah,
down
you
to
never know. He
right
hasn't played
draft
a
stock
full
and what he
season
has for
though,
everything.
like right? Like we don't know exactly what he's gonna do. So
Yeah, I think this will be
That's the
his
thing. He
first
might
full
play the
season.
hype.
Yeah, I
I'm a
mean,
man.
he has the name. Well, he has to prove it now.
Yeah, definitely. So I know you just went through your first rookie draft with our
Mm.
league, and being a Texans fan, obviously you have CJ Stroud, so that's nice. So you can't really answer this for our league, but in your other leagues, do you find that being a Texans fan kind of influences your draftees?
Not really. I try to do, best player available or, what position I need the most, depending on, where the draft is at that point. If I'm trying to decide between two players and one of them's on the Texans, I would not reach, but I would go for that player just to have like, one player that I really like that I'm going to be watching a lot on my team. I would definitely not like reach for one of my players and team's players or anything like that because why?
Yeah.
Like I said, I definitely will do reaches on like the Packers. To give a reason why, I don't know. I think they have a good. I think we talked about this first episode, Chris, but they have a the ability to develop wide receivers, and then their wide receiver is super. So I think like Christian Watson, I would say I
Mm,
have reached on the first year, and he came out, and then of course Holland Jones too, and now I'm just thinking of getting traded to different teams.
yeah.
So that's the only reason I can think to actually reach other than just desperately looking for somebody.
Yeah. Well, I said that, but I think I did. I took Jaden Higgins in our rookie draft, so I guess I don't know if I reached for him or not, but that was definitely a homer pick.
And
Yeah,
definitely sometimes it's like, what is a reach, right? In the first round,
Yeah,
probably like I'm in the third round,
yeah, third round, fourth round, like it's all
like
a
he'd have
wash
been
at
there
that
in the
point.
fifth. Yeah, but he won't now. So
Yeah, every draft is different too. You never know
yeah,
what's gonna.
right, exactly.
absolutely.
This year's draft threw me. Like I was talking to Chris about, we ran multiple mock drafts, and I had
Yeah.
exactly my strategy lined out, and it took 3 picks for the whole thing to change.
Yep, that's how it goes. You can put all the effort into preparing for it, but it's never gonna go
Right,
how any of your mocks go.
I was going to get Cam Scatterbo in the third in my mind, and then
Oh,
he
how'd
went
that work out?
real early. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
right.
See, I don't know about draft strategy. I have one pick this year and no picks next year, so I have the easiest draft strategy
Like I
ever.
said,
Yeah, it's like
Chris's
you're done.
strategy is just to avoid it.
Yep. Just
Like,
don't
no,
pick.
just get
Go
players.
all in for the current season and see, let the cards fall how they may.
Yep, don't pick. It's the easiest way. You won't be disappointed in your rookies.
Yeah.
There you
Admittedly, I
go.
didn't do enough research going into this rookie draft. Um, my mind was I need running backs, but then they all went before I had my first pick because I traded my first round pick, I think, to Chris. So,
Yep.
which he flipped to get the
Yep.
first overall. So smart move there. But
We'll
yeah.
see.
So there was like
We'll
no
see.
running backs available in my first pick. So I was like, I'll just go the best player that I think is left. So I got Colson Loveland, who I think will be a pretty good tight end. But yeah, definitely
Yeah.
need to put more strategy and effort into next year's draft.
Yep. So yeah, so you inherited the team that was abandoned by my buddy Patrick, who left the league. Um, what are your thoughts on the team? Like looking through your roster, when you first looked at it, did you have any like players that you definitely wanted to build around? Did you have players you like want to get off your team? What were your thoughts?
I think it's definitely top heavy. CeeDee Lamb, Puka Nakua, two top 5 to 10 wide receivers. Um, Definitely going to try to build around those guys. They're still pretty young on pretty good teams, so they should, be productive for a while. Um, After that, I have good tight end, not great running backs. So there's a lot of work to do there. I was actually surprised. I looked on that Fantasy Calc website you mentioned quite a bit. I'm fifth in the power rankings. I don't know how that works, but
CeeDee Lamb.
boosted yeah, CeeDee Lamb at Puka.
CD and
Yeah,
Puka.
yeah. So maybe I thought the team was pretty bad. I thought like I'll be lucky not to finish in last place, but that boosted my confidence a bit. So my strategy is to not finish last. First year, coming in, learning the league and stuff. I'd rather not finish last, but other than that, if my team does well, I'll be happy with that. But I'm not expecting anything great.
Yeah. I mean, you have a lot of players that, well, two players that I traded that team before you joined the league, and Puka Nakua and Sam Laporta.
Oh yeah,
So kind of regret not having Puka. But like we were talking about before we started recording, the whole Matthew Stafford thing kind
yeah,
of
that's a big worry.
makes that
'Cause
worrisome.
Garoppolo was
That's
not
it.
the
Jimmy
answer.
Garoppolo's got you.
Yeah, okay. Well, and we already saw what he did with Devontae Adams too. So
Yeah.
Vegas, I'm not sure how that's gonna work out.
6
But
games into
hopefully it's not a
Devontae's
long
asking about
term.
trade again. Never mind.
Trade Adams to the Steelers.
Let's run that
Right?
back again. That worked really
Yeah,
well.
that worked out so great.
No, I think Devontae's tired of falling around Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I think he's ready to. Well, he kind of already said like, let me go to the Raiders so I could do my own thing, and then he didn't like it there. But
He lost his buddy.
yeah,
Once they
that's
traded
true.
Carr over to New Orleans,
Yeah.
he kind of was like,
What were they? Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, he's definitely in a better spot now. But as long as Stafford stays healthy,
yeah, I
which
think
well,
he'll put
is a
up
big
huge
question.
numbers with Stafford.
Yeah, I agree. Him and Puka will go crazy.
That's the thing is people are talking about Aaron Rodgers has the potential of breaking the top 5 all-time yards this year,
Mm,
but Stafford's right behind him, and I think he's 800, maybe 1,000. But the idea of Stafford going for 5,000, Puka and Devontae doesn't seem that insane.
no, I think it's realistic.
Yeah, Stafford's got a chance to break the top 5 this year.
Yeah, people never want to talk about Stafford except for the Super Bowl year. Outside of that, he's always kind of been a forgotten type guy.
Isn't that weird,
Yeah,
considering like who he is and what he's done?
yeah. Well, he was stuck in Detroit for however long it was, and nobody gave a shit about Detroit until now, the last couple of years. But um, yeah, he's always been top guy.
Mhm.
he's definitely got the arm, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
So when we were trying to figure out who to bring into the league, Chapin obviously brought up your name, saying that you're very active, which Rob had mentioned earlier.
Yep.
Um,
Try to be.
so what is your trade philosophy? Do you have like you want to win the trade outright, like I know some people in the league want to do? I'm not going to name any names, but or do you try to make it fair for both teams involved?
Ideally, fair for everybody. I don't want to like rip somebody off. It happens sometimes. I wouldn't say that's my goal though. Like, oh, let me just, offer this crappy trade and hopefully he bites on it. Sometimes I'll offer a trade to see, just to see what the interest is. If they come back to me, say like, I'm not wanting to trade this player at all. It's like, okay, fine. Now I know. But sometimes I think you just got to start somewhere. Different teams value players differently. You never know. What I try to do when I'm looking at offering a trade is like, what do they need? What do I need? Or who do I want? Let me see you know, if this interests them at all. Ideally, it would be even, but you never know. You never know how people value players, and yeah.
Let's say
So
like
do you,
the
go
reason
ahead,
your
Rob.
team has CJ Stroud is because someone traded Russell Wilson for him. And so when you talk about like player value, some people just see certain players a different way, right?
Yeah.
A trade that
Stroud's
blows my mind, like, how would you even do that?
true. Stroud's an interesting one though. I feel like he's kind of like fallen off the radar a bit
He
because
had,
he had a down year last year, which was still a really good year. I mean, I'm a homer, but I think he still had a pretty good year. But um, I think he could be like a top 10 guy for sure.
I still believe in him.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's hard for
Yeah.
me to take a Ohio State quarterback and have any faith in him. But he seems to be the one.
Yeah.
But
Hopefully.
his senior year, I think he had like 1 interception or something like that. Like
Yeah.
40-some
Yeah.
touchdowns.
His first season, he only had like 1 or 2, I think, and they were pretty late in the season. Yeah.
You get a sophomore slump, he'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Got
it's
some new
still
weapons. Yeah.
the O line is your guys' worrisome.
Yeah, I know. And we didn't do much to address that. In fact, we traded away our best lineman, but that's how it goes. Tunsil.
That's right. Chargers just lost our all-pro tackles, so
Just gotta
sign
deal
him to
with
the
it.
highest deal ever, and then we lose him 2 weeks later.
Yeah. Love that.
Good times.
Yeah.
That's how it
Good.
goes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um,
So when you do trades, do you like to do like your little trades, kind of accessory pieces or ancillary pieces, I guess you should say, or do you like that blockbuster move?
Usually I would try to go for, just a slight improvement at a certain position that I'm looking at or that I need. The huge blockbuster trades are so hard to pull off and feel good about after the fact. So, just incremental trades, like especially in this league where I don't think I have the capital to make a huge move. Or if I do, I'm not going to feel good about it. Like I'm going to trade away CeeDee Lamb for who knows what.
Right.
And am I really going to feel good about that after the fact? Probably not. So, yeah, I would tend to prefer minor trades. I like trading too. I should have mentioned this before. Like I offer trades quite a bit, and usually they don't go anywhere. But I'm always looking at ways to improve the team, and in a league like this, especially, it's really hard to do so on the waiver wire. So trades are going to be have to where you go for the most part until the draft happens, in the off season. So yeah.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I love about Dynasty is the ability to trade year round, but also the ability to trade picks. So you can kind of maneuver things where regular redraft leagues like just player for player, one player for two. But here you can kind of mix and match things.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
So that being said, I know you said your team is kind of in that middle-ish range. If you're looking for trades from someone in the league, are you sending out player for player? Are you looking for draft picks?
I mean, player per player would be ideal, but I feel like you'd probably have to throw in a pick to get something done sometimes. Like there's this one trade I sent out, I think a week ago. It was a player and a pick for a player. So, like I said, you never know what people are looking for. I try to get something started. If I don't hear anything back, it just sits there forever. That's what kind of irks me a bit, but it is what it is.
Yeah, that is my pet peeve is not being active. It just not even active like you have to make a lot of trades, but respond to things, counter offers,
Yeah.
or if you're going to decline, just say, hey, not interested.
Yeah, not interested at all. Like, okay, fine. Now I know. Like, I think Rob, I've sent you a trade or two offer, and you've always messaged me right back saying, I'm not looking to trade any of my running backs. I think that's what I keep trying to do with everybody. Like, everybody always needs running backs. Yeah.
I was say Rob has running backs.
I have people that play running back.
He has.
Okay.
I think it was Tootin that I was trying to get.
Yeah.
Last offer I sent. And I have all the other Jaguars guys, but not him. So, and he's probably going to be the one that
I need
is
him
the
to be
starter
the one that is the
towards
starter.
the end of the season. Yeah.
He's a burner, so I'm like, let's just.
Yeah.
I know. I kind of am in that same with running backs. I'm in the. I gotta find that guy that I'm not going to trade for a running back. I believe I'm going to give it to Chevrolet. And then after giving Chris Ashton Denty, other quick blockbuster trades, he told me, he's like, I'm going to get the number one. I was like, there's no way. You would need multiple first round picks.
Pulled it off.
And he's like, I'm going to get him. And I'm like, okay, dude. And he pulled it off. But yeah, so without him, it's like, okay, I got to find like the one. And my chicken was right there.
Yeah, I regret being part of helping you do that. Should have kept my pick.
I don't even remember what I traded you for that.
Who
did I give you?
Zay Flowers and another pick, I think.
That's right.
Second round pick.
Yep.
Oof.
But Zay, I mean, you needed that third receiver, and Zay's good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm set at wide receiver starters anyways now.
You're definitely set at wide receiver. For starters.
Depth is kind of questionable for almost all my positions, but running back and wide receiver for sure. But
I mean, fantasy calc has you is second in wide receivers.
Yeah, Zay Flowers definitely helped with that. And he's like, top 20, 25 guys. Wasn't a bad deal on my part, I don't think, but I don't know. It would have been fun to have that first round pick, I think. So,
I think Higgins is going to be huge for you.
Yeah, he's definitely
already on radar, and you snaked him.
Yeah. Definitely a flex-worthy type guy, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Wow, I just went brain fart again. Sorry, guys.
I was like, did I answer your question? I can't remember.
Yeah,
Chris forgot where he jumped around the script.
Yeah, we did jump around.
I know. I've kind of been all over the place too.
We kind of play a little loose, fast and loose with the whole script thing.
Yeah.
I think you were on trades.
I'm surprised there's a script at all. That's impressive.
Yeah, well,
we gotta have some direction to go. Otherwise, we're just like, how'd your team play?
Yeah.
Wow, sorry guys. It's still only 9:30 and I've only had one cup of coffee, so
that's what it is early for you.
You need one of these.
Yeah, go bigger.
What, a beer? I can do a beer. That works. I gotta go to the store first.
It's like 9 a.m. Let's go. No, I know, but so you said you regret being a part of that trade for Chris. What other trades have you made since you came in? I mean, like, obviously you're active, right? You haven't played a single game and you've made multiple trades.
Yeah.
Or at least
the only other trade I remember was with Derek, and I got now my brain, I have brain fart now. What's his name? ETN.
Okay.
Yeah, so and I can't even remember what I gave up. Oh, Rashid Shaheed, and I think I gave him Shaheed and a pick.
Okay.
Because I kind of I already had Tank Bigsby, so I kind of want to lock down that backfield, and then I didn't get Tootin, so messed up there. But at the time, it felt like the right thing to do. But I think those are the two trades I've done. I might have done one other one, but I can't. My mind's going blank right now.
That's pretty fast, though. I think we saw some people that haven't even made a trade, like Chris, that have been
Still,
here for a while. They're like this
yeah,
one.
Yeah, there's not many. I mean, most people try to do at least one or so. But again, it just goes back to being active. Like, that's the whole purpose for this thing, is to get everybody to know each other, get people hyped up.
Mhm.
I understand everybody has lives and families and work, so it gets a little bit hard, but it takes 30 seconds to say, no, I'm not interested in this trade.
Yeah. And unless you like intentionally turn notifications off, you should know what's going on. So
Yeah.
yeah.
You gotta get like Chris, though. I think that's like we said, though. Like the idea of this thing is to make everybody more friendly and know each other better.
Yeah, I
So
think it's
Chris
awesome.
uses that advantage where he has everyone's phone number.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
trade philosophy is I will spam everybody with trade offers. And it's like,
Love it.
okay,
Love it.
it gets declined. Okay, I'm going to spam you right back with a different trade offer.
Yeah, like slightly different. Let me change this player
Yep.
for this player.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
do
No, I'm
that
not
sometimes.
interested. Yes, you are.
Yeah. I'll make you interested.
It's that the bully ball.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, for the number one, that's what happened, right? Chris was like, he offered multiple. And I think there was one where you were like, I'll do this. And I'm like, will you? You're, you know, but I think Malik was really
Yep.
yeah, it was, I was not coming off the one. I think multiple people sent me out to throw. I think it's going to have to be a blockbuster. I am completely irrational with this thing. Like, I 100% believe that it should be. And so it's just like in Chris with the whole, like, I'm going to make you interested in this.
I'm gonna annoy you into accepting finally.
And then I got a trade that I was 100% positive I was
Yeah,
one of
there
those
you go.
things like, this isn't the best interest of the team. I probably didn't take this.
Yeah, at some point you just gotta be like, okay, yeah, I gotta take this, or
Yeah.
I'm gonna regret it. Yeah.
And that was my philosophy around it too. It was like, okay, if I don't get the 101 with these picks, I'm set for years to come with the picks. So
There
it
you
was a
go.
win. It was a win-win for me. It was a win for Rob. Probably overpaid a little bit. Probably should have gotten back a little bit more.
Well, if you win the season, then it was
Yeah.
all worth it, right?
Championships are
I'm sure
forever,
that's your
right?
goal. Yeah.
Go big or go home.
Chris tired of
You
sending
might be
it.
hurting in 5 years, but you know.
See, I got draft picks in 2027 and beyond.
There you
And
go.
you're young, which is stupid.
Yes.
Like, still the youngest team in the league and
That's
considered the most powerful, at least in the poll ranking we've taken to this. I think you have 2 votes for champion out of 3.
Yep. But again, I mean, the reason I went after Genty is my running backs are good, but they're injury prone. So I needed a stability at running back. And hopefully Genty will do that, although he didn't look very good in the first
3
preseason game.
rushes for negative
Raider-
1 yards.
Raiders running back, the epitome of,
So there was a
consistency.
point where I knew I was open to trading Ashton Genty, and it was during the NFL draft. Round number 6. I was okay. Now we're willing to discuss this. I wanted the Dallas.
Dallas would have been interesting. But
I don't know how he's going to do behind it.
I don't know. He made
It's
that one.
preseason.
He made that one spin move in the backfield.
No, he's still incredible.
Yeah, I think he'll still be good.
It's just hard when there's like a whole bunch of linebackers coming down there at you, and everybody's watching it happen instead of blocking. Yeah.
So outside of Puka and CD Lamb, who's your favorite player on your team?
I have to go back to the homework pick of Higgins. I'm really high on him. He's going to be right there beside Nico, who's awesome as well. So, hopefully, Stroud can turn things around a bit and make that another powerhouse offense like it was a couple of years ago, to pair with that defense. Also pretty high on Jaden Blue, the Cowboys running back. I think he could probably be a starter towards, the second half of the season. So I'm hoping anyways, but, yeah, I think, those are two sleeper type guys that I'm pretty excited about.
Yeah, he was another Texas guy, wasn't he?
Yep,
Yeah, and I feel like that Dallas backfield.
absolutely. Like Williams is a huge question mark. And then after that, who else do they have? Really?
So you look through when you first joined the league, I sent you like the league rules and all that.
Mm-hmm.
What's one league rule that you'd change if you could, or add, or just completely get rid of?
I was trying to think about that, and I don't really know. Like I said, I'm pretty new to the whole Dynasty um, experience. I don't know if I'd really be able to say until I have like a year under my belt with this league. There's not really anything that I would change that I can think of at the moment, but who knows? I'm not a huge fan of adding a ton of extra teams to the league, and I know there's been discussion of that. So, that's like the league wants to do. I'm fine with that. But although I probably would be one of the guys that might debate redrafting my team. I don't know.
Like a full redraft?
That sounds fun. Yeah.
I've
It's also scary too.
I've already been digging in how to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely
hope I get somebody.
Yeah.
Definitely started researching on how to do that just to throw it out there as an option.
Yeah, it would be really hard to decide on what to do there.
So one thing that I know I would do with that, because you're throwing back your entire roster, including your draft picks, is when you guys do the actual draft of the new people and whoever throws back their teams, you can actually draft picks. So if you had
That'd be
CeeDee
so weird
Lamb,
how those are valued in a draft like that.
it would be. It'd almost be like a whole new startup where you get to draft picks.
Yeah.
So you could conceivably, instead of going with 3 players, you could do 3 draft picks as your first 3 picks.
Just be like, I'm only going to the future.
Yep. So it'd be an interesting twist. Like I said, I'm doing research on that, figure that out before I send it out to the league. And I think Rob and I'll do a podcast on that once I get more research done. Yeah, it makes it easier to try to talk about it and see it and hear it than it is to read it on a screen.
It's an interesting idea for sure.
I think, it's an interesting, a sensitive move because there's a whole lot of stuff that kind of plays in with it as well. It's like, everybody's going to have to give up players. They lose some of your favorite players. Was it Chris, like something like, if you're looking at it, it's like you get to keep 5 or lock 5 or something like that?
Yeah, I think you lock like 5 or 6 and then throw everybody in and go from there. So it's an idea.
Yeah. Definitely open to ideas and see how things go.
Yeah. I mean, if we were to expand, the reason why I do that is because you want the other teams coming in to be at least semi-competitive.
That's going to be hard.
Yeah.
Not everyone inherits a championship squad.
No.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll depend on how many people would agree to doing that.
Absolutely.
A full redraft, yeah.
I don't, obviously, if you look at some of the league rules, I don't run this league with an iron fist.
For sure.
He tries.
I try, but I don't.
Overall, no.
It's a good system of checks and balances.
No. I haven't gotten that impression at all so far. So
no, I try to leave it semi.
They put the veto went to a vote, and that's Chris's vote. He changed immediately.
That is one thing. I hate vetoes. I think unless there's obvious, like complete obvious collusion, like the 2 guys agreed to the trade, let it go. Like that's my philosophy when it comes to that. So I guess that is one thing.
It does seem like they've implemented it. People hate it. Like it got a majority vote, and now it just seems like it was like, okay, we can do this thing now.
If it's what the majority wants, I'm cool with it. But yeah.
Based on these responses, I strongly believe the veto's time in this is.
And I think a way to do kind of a veto thing, because like most dynasty leagues, the commissioner has that ultimate power to, say if it goes or if it doesn't. Obviously, Rob and I have talked about this on multiple podcasts and even off the podcast. Like, I by far dominate in trades in this league. By far. Like, not even a close second.
I'm double digits behind you, and I'm in second.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so with me being involved in majority of the trades, obviously it wouldn't be quote unquote fair for me to be like, yep, everything stands just the way I wanted to.
Issue. Yeah.
So what I thought about doing, and we had talked about it prior to the very first season, Rob, if you remember, is having that competition committee where there was myself and then 2 other people and then an alternate So if something involved me came up that was kind of sketchy with the league, the other 3 people would vote on it, whether it stood or not.
And so there's no
And so we
conflict of
could do
interest.
that.
Yeah.
Yep. We could kind of do that with trades where instead of just getting rid of everybody can vote on the trade veto, a trade comes up, the competition committee looks at it, says, okay, this makes sense. This isn't going to like completely decimate a team's future or the league, and just let it go.
Right.
So that's another option too.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
when you put the veto up for trade again, or the veto up for vote.
For vote, yeah.
Yeah, because even then, when you look at a trade that goes through, you look at the votes for and against, and there's like 7 people that vote.
Yeah, it goes back to the activity issue.
Yep. So if you're not going to vote on it, why do we even
You
have
shouldn't
it?
have a say. Yeah. Well, yeah, that too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the way I look at it. And again, I'm not knocking anybody in the league for being busy.
No, everybody has
definitely-
their own things.
It might not even
Yeah.
be a busy thing either. It might just be like I don't care. What? Maybe it's the
Well,
people
that's
that
worse,
voted
right?
against the veto in the first part. They're like, I'm not
Yeah.
even gonna vote on this thing. Maybe I don't
I
know.
refuse to vote.
Yeah, it's. But then my
I'm
thing
voting
is kind of like,
Absentee ballot.
yeah, it's like voting in real life. If you don't vote, then you can't complain about anything.
yeah. Politics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about politics. Yeah, for sure.
We made it 4 episodes, Chris. Well done. We
Yep,
did it.
we did good. We did good. So, who would you say is your league rival,
No, I'm so new to the league. I don't know if I really have one.
or who's your
and
personal rival?
Probably Jimmy. Him and I butted heads a bit in the other league that we were in. So if I had to pick someone, it'd be him. I love the guy, but we would always debate about, why are you sending me these crappy trades and all that kind of stuff. So it'd probably be him, but I'd love to beat everybody, obviously. So maybe we'll have a rival coming up next year. Who knows?
Okay.
That's a solid answer. Everyone's my rival.
Yeah.
After
Right.
all of
I'm going
you.
to take each one of you down in 5 years.
in 5 years.
Yeah.
So, have you watched the previous 3 episodes?
Yep, I have.
All right. So, what is your fantasy punishment idea, or one that you've liked so far?
I like the I think somebody said God, now my mind's blanking again. There was one that I liked that I thought would make sense. I'm not a huge fan of the, public embarrassment things. Yeah, what were some of the ideas off the top of your head? Do you remember?
We had like the beer mile. There's
Yeah, I
the.
couldn't do that.
We're gonna beat everybody. It doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, there we go. As long as I don't finish last, that's my goal. No.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I think Jimmy kiboshed anything involving food going forward, but he didn't say
some of my
alcohol,
ideas
so
involve food, so he's gonna have to deal with it.
we get to keep that one. There's the puzzle in the. I think it's like a 300 is the common one, but we definitely like a 50 piece like child's puzzle is fine.
I don't know if I have a closet big enough for that. I'd have to makeshift something.
That's a good point. We totally have not
I'm a
accounted for the
huge
fact
guy.
that you're
I'm not going to
6'8".
fit in no closet. Yeah.
You
Yeah,
got to rent a
use a
storage
police
unit for the
closet.
day.
Incredible, guys! I'm doing it. Here you go.
Yep.
Go to Home Depot, sit in the shed.
Actively, I think
Shed.
everybody's always tried to get.
Or put a tent up. Yeah.
That would be fun. What's it?
So what else?
You had to go and ask. You had to play guitar or something, or
Yep.
busk on the road until you got.
Oh
your
God.
I was thinking a fun one would be loser gets their nails done, like officially. They're not like cleaned up and nice, but like
Painted, pink or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you got to have like the stick-ons,
God.
and then
Yeah,
rock
see,
that for about a week.
That's a
That's
pretty good
fine
one.
for you guys that work at home.
Hey man,
That's
I still
true.
gotta go to the store.
Yeah, you can stick your hands in your
Look, the
pockets
beer
going to the
mile's
store.
better for some people that are in shape. Okay, I'm just
Yeah.
It ain't me.
Yeah, exactly. Not me, for sure.
It is not me. I can't run anymore.
Not a.
Chris, you have to have top cardio in the league. There's no way.
Yeah.
You walk how many miles a day?
Yeah, the key is I walk.
Yeah, but you can jog 1 mile. You can walk
Dude, my
15.
knees are so shot.
That's what the beer's for, Chris.
Yeah, 30
Yeah.
plus years of snowboarding on top of that, Rob.
It'll
Drink the pain
numb.
away.
It'll numb the pain.
Yeah,
You'll
I'd
be
have to do the
okay.
whiskey mile.
I think we can make an exception for that.
Yeah,
Maybe.
that's
For
acceptable.
sure. Yes.
Yeah.
I'll put it out. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
You can choose any liquor
Seconded.
you want
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
over 40%.
Over 40?
Yeah, we got to play fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, that's not that Jack Daniels, right? Or is it 30? But
Yeah, something like that.
You know, a standard whiskey. Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
You
Uh,
There
brought it
was
up.
there was doing the SAT as well. I think that
That
was
would
oh
be
another one.
yeah, that
so
would be fun. I
funny.
never had to take the SATs. I
Me
went straight into
either.
junior college,
I
so
would feel
that would be
really
a fun
bad
one.
as an engineer on,
Uh,
on the SAT.
Oh, that would be great.
I did good on the
That would
math
be absolutely
section.
great.
That's probably it.
Yeah.
I
So yeah.
I came up with a couple ideas. How about the one chip challenge?
Yeah, we actually talked about
Ooh.
that, Chris.
Yep.
Like that doesn't really count as food. It's like
I mean,
chill.
it's one chip. It's one food. Yeah.
Is that like the sour balls or
Yep.
Oh yeah.
is anyone familiar with like malic acid? It's not
I've
what you think it
heard
is. It's the
Mm-mm.
powder
heard
that
of
goes
it.
on the Sour Patch Kids that makes it sour.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
eat a
yeah.
tablespoon of that,
Oh God.
change your life.
Oof.
But yeah, I like the one chip challenge a lot. Those are pretty cool.
Yeah. Have you heard of
That's
a
just
liquor
how
sandwich? Get a
No.
get two pieces of bread, douse it in whatever liquor the league chooses, and you have to eat the whole thing.
Oh.
Got some like
Jimmy,
Malort or something like that.
it would be Malort. It would
Yeah.
100% be Malort. There's no other one. If it's league choice, it has to be Malort.
Everclear's up there.
No, Everclear's just mean. Malort's funny.
Yeah.
Have you had
Yeah.
Everclear?
Yep. More than once, unfortunately.
How? It's a one. You learn first.
One and
Oh,
done.
you're Chris, apparently.
Yeah, well, you're
He's
young
sucker
and
for
dumb.
punishment.
I
Yeah,
guess
there's that.
we were
I
like
might
the
be
Four
dumb, but
Loco
I'm not young.
generation,
Okay.
weren't we? So,
See, I
like,
was
we
even
still
before
crave
the
those
Four
Four
Loco
Locos.
generation.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Gen X was Everclear. Like, that was more
Yeah.
poison.
Everclear, Steel Reserve,
Let's go.
Mad Dog 2020. You know,
Oh yeah.
Lots of
there's
classic.
Yeah.
Go
yeah,
green.
you know, Boone, Strawberry Hill. If you wanted a light night,
Dude, who was
I don't
drinking
know.
yeah.
booze?
You don't know Boone's?
No.
Yeah,
It was
Boone's.
like a big old wine cooler. It was.
It was.
He's a shotgun those.
Oh, wine
Just put a
cooler.
straw in the bottle. In the old days, and it was like 5% wine or something like that. It was straight sugar.
Oh
It
yeah, it
was.
was. Ugh.
If you wanted Mad Dog, but like you really didn't want to keep that bad and you could handle sugar, it was alright.
Did you guys ever do the Edward beer hands
Edward 40, yeah.
or Edward 40 hands?
It's cool because you finish the 40 and you're drunk, so like,
That
your
you
hands are all cut up.
duct tape 240s to your hands and have to drink those.
That could be a punishment too.
Yeah, that would work.
I don't know if my
40
liver
hands?
can handle that at
Oh, dude, we
47
could do
years
like
old.
Edward 24 hands or something. And put two Coronas to your hand. It's 4
There
beers.
you go.
There you go. And you got to draft. Hey, come on.
It's like trying to push the button with
So
your
like leave
pinkies
your
or something.
pinkies off and everything but your pinkies.
The pinky draft. Yeah.
I'm in. All right, that's on the list now.
All right,
The
that's a good,
24.
that's a good one. I like that one. So, what is your most disappointing fantasy football loss in any of your leagues?
Now there was the one year where I was like winning every week, and then I had like 3 crucial injuries. I can't remember because I think I tried to black it out who it was, but I think I won like my first 8 games, and I lost every other game after that just because my team got so decimated. So that was pretty brutal. And there was another year where I finished like second to last place. I've never finished last, thankfully, knock on wood, but I don't know which one was worse. Thinking you had the great team and it went down the toilet, or just being crappy the whole season. I don't know which worse, but probably being crappy the whole season. There's nothing to look forward to each week.
That's exactly where I
Yeah.
was last year. It's just like
Hoping I'm not there this year. That's all I'm hoping for.
just setting a roster. That's all I'm doing.
Yeah, and say what's worse, being bad all year or losing in the playoffs?
Dude, I'm not losing the playoffs. Like people knowing, like getting excited to play you sucks. It's
Yeah.
just like we're like, oh good, I'm playing Rob this week. Thank God.
Yeah, I'd rather be decent losing the playoffs. Like,
Yeah.
have some hope at least. Yeah.
That see,
You never know.
I've always been, and it's something I've heard on a podcast that I've carried over into my philosophy of fantasy football is through the regular season, it's all about skill. When you get to the playoffs, it's complete luck.
Yep, it is.
Like that's all it is. It's complete luck.
But yeah, 'cause it's all one and done, right? You can lose a game in the regular season.
Especially like those last few games when you don't even know if your player's going to be playing, the whole game. And I know you try to avoid that with, having the championship earlier in the season, but still, you never know what's going to happen, or injuries or whatever. Like, one injury, you could be done. Chris, with your McCaffrey.
Why you got to bring that up, James?
Remote
Oh,
turkey
I'm
leg,
sorry.
man.
I'm still
Ball
reeling
top
from
to
that.
home.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's damn Achilles. So, do you have any questions for me about the way the league's set up or why I decided to set things up the way it was?
No, not really. Like I said, I'm kind of just trying to get things going this year and see how it goes. And maybe I'll feel differently after I have a season under my belt, but I'm really just looking forward to, getting things going.
I know
Short time.
one of the
Yeah.
confusing things when we first put it in there because of the whole Chapin and Rob having a tank off was the max points 4 when it comes to the bottom picks. That way, like I said, you can't just bench your top players to try to get a better pick. So
Yeah.
for me, it was just, you have to put some skin in the game. You got to lose players if you want to be bad.
That's literally what it takes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the outright tanking, although I know
I'm not either.
some other dynasty leagues are like, well, they're paying their league dues, so they want to suck, let them suck.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it that way too, but I'm also like, I'm so competitive. I just want to win as much as I can. Like, if it hurts my picks, then so be it, but at least I won't be last. It's like, I don't
There's a
want
lot of playoff implications on it too. If you're
Yeah.
taking the last 5-6 weeks of the season, giving away
Yeah,
free
you're-
wins.
you're helping the other teams. Why are you helping other
Lift
people?
somebody up.
Help yourself as much as you can.
I know why it
Absolutely.
exists. It's,
Yeah.
me and Chris had it out about it last year, but I know. I just had to find a different way to tank. That's all.
Yeah. I mean, tanking's allowed, you just got to do it the right way.
Right. And there's, you're not going to sit your best players because it doesn't matter even if they go on this kind of stuff. It requires you to still put a team out there that maybe runs shouldn't have the before.
Yeah.
I get it.
We'll see what comes of other potential league rules that are
Mm.
being thought up in my weird twisted mind.
There's a lot
Love
of
it.
times there's rules that are there and they don't come up until they actually come up. And then it's like, oh, how do we handle this? Like I think
And that's where
tanking was the obvious one, right? You said league started tanking's allowed, and then you watched it in real time.
Oh,
Me and Chapin both
mistake.
racing to the bottom. And it was like, oh my god, you had 2 players giving away free wins for like 4 or 5 weeks. It was like,
Yeah. Not good for the league.
no, it really wasn't. And
No.
as much as I was a part of it, I completely understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, another one like you listen to, because I listen to a lot of Dynasty podcasts. I'm sure you do as well. Rob's not much of a Dynasty podcast person.
I'm not a podcast person in general. I think there's
No.
like 1 or 2, but my
Just like
job's
being
a lot
on them.
more active.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So I'm always getting different ideas from those and, future podcast episodes that I want to do to cover the topics. So hopefully we can keep this going. I know we're 3 weeks away from the regular season.
Let's go.
We're getting there.
What's today? The 10th?
Yep.
Yeah. So we're about 3 weeks away.
Yeah.
So
My
it'll
team
be
needs a little more time, though, actually. As much as I'm ready to get going, I watched us play the Jets last week. Oh, boy.
how the Texans look in their first preseason game.
I'll be honest, I didn't watch it.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair enough. I will be watching the
Preseason, I'm
Chargers
so
game.
I always forget what's going on in the preseason. Once the season hits, I'm full board into it. But preseason, I don't put a ton of stock into preseason, to be honest.
It seems like less and less it's useful. It seems like for a lot of years there, the way that the preseason's handled, you could find a lot of gems that are kind of coming through. Like Dak Prescott is a good example. But it seems like less and less that's good.
Well,
Did
yeah.
we lose James?
What's that?
Did we lose James?
Oh, James, you
He's
there?
frozen.
Nope, James is frozen.
No.
Nope, he's trying to reconnect.
All right, he dials back in. We should be good. We'll just eliminate all this. Make sure this gets edited out.
I'm gonna leave it in there.
James!
No, he said his power just went out.
Oh. Okay.
All
So
right,
James' power went out. Classic
Yep.
Texas. Way to go,
So-
Ted Cruz, since this is the political episode.
all right, well, I guess that wraps up our interview for the week.
Oh, yeah, I
great.
guess we're done.
Yep, sweet.
Oh,
Well, Rob,
that's
thanks
incredible.
for joining. That was
No problem.
good to get to know James a little bit.
It was.
Hopefully, there'll be a lot more of the conversations during the week. Oh,
Oh, for sure.
he just said it just came back on, trying to get everything booted back up.
Oh man, do we wait? Do we want to wait? I mean, we're at an hour. We want to ask
Yeah,
him still.
we're out an hour.
And it's not going to get to the whole like see you later portion.
Yeah.
This is hilarious. Thank God for editing. This episode, it was different. You went on mute.
Yeah, it was definitely some technical issues today.
We're learning how to deal with them. I don't know how much
Yeah.
we're going to stay, but it's pretty funny.
Yeah, we will figure it out. I don't know what that's all about, and I guess he said he has a storm going through right now. So
It's Texas, yeah, that adds up.
yeah, sounds about right. But yeah, thanks for tuning in again, guys, and we'll look forward to doing it again with the next person. I'm trying to get Tommy lined up, trying to get Derek. You need to reach out to Michael.
Yeah, I can do that
because he has not been answering my messages. So yeah, he wins the championship and then he just doesn't.
Well, he's a goat now, so he can just do whatever he wants, I guess.
Yeah, well, tell him to get in here. I reached out to Keith. I know Robbie's going to look at a time. Got to get Christian lined up.
So we stay pretty flexible. So
yeah,
just whatever works out.
Yeah, any night should work. And then, yeah, I will see you in a couple of weeks, brother. That's it for this week's Dynasty 253 podcast. Rob, thanks again for joining and co-hosting. James, thanks for joining, taking an hour out of your day. And I hope you guys enjoy this episode. And we look forward to getting the rest of you on. With that comes, enjoy the preseason football.
Let's go.
See you guys.